So today this tutorial is basically for implementation of 8x1 multiplexer and 1x8 demultiplexer using Vivado. So we are first we will be implementing this 8x1 multiplexer and then the demultiplexer. I have already defined the pin constraint, guys, for both multiplexer and demultiplexer. You can pause the video and see that the pins configurations, and from where I have taken it from the manual of the Z board, which you can easily find in Google. For your convenience, I've also added it over here. You can see I've used all these pin configuration. These are for the push buttons, the IP switches, and then the user LEDs. So let's begin implementation. First we will implement this multiplexer, right? This one. Okay, so let's begin. So yeah, this is the Vivado. So first I will go on create project. Okay, then here I will write it as multiplexer. So multiplexer. Okay, next RTL project, VHDL create a file. Then here I will write 8x1 mux. Okay, so I will create it and done. In the board I will definitely select Z board because I am using the pin constraint of Z board, guys. So Z board I have selected. This one I will select, next, and then finish. Okay, so I think I should assign the pins here itself. So first I have the eight input pins, so I will take it at that will be a data, so I will write it as DN, and of course the bus length is 7 bits, so 7 down to 0. Then I have select lines. What is the select lines dimensions? Yeah, it's 3 bit, so I will select tick the bus, and then it will from 0 to 2. Okay, and then one output port I am getting, so that is data out, so data in and data out, so D out. Okay, so this is the D out, guys, and this is okay. So it will create a skeleton module or skeleton entity. Yeah, so it is giving syntax errors. Why it is giving syntax error? Let me see. It's actually it is VHD now, so it should not be. Yeah, it is giving some syntax error. Use IEEE logic standard and all. Yeah. Then again it is giving here. So actually it should be output port. So this was the mistake I did. So D out should be output. Again it's giving. Okay, let's try to write the code and see how I can rectify the code. Okay, I'm having non-module files. Okay, let's start it. Okay, so and wait for x1 mux. All right, so begin. So process, I will use process statement, and inside this process statement what all inputs it is sensitive to. I mean D in. Whenever I change D in, then the output will be changed, and also the select lines. Whenever I change the select lines values, then output will be changed. Okay, so process is sensitive to D in and select. Then I will do begin. Okay, if select is equal to under the quotes 000, then D out is assigned D in 0. D out is assigned, else if select is equal to 001, then D out is assigned D in 1. Okay, it's a vector from locations. It's alright. Else if select is equal to 010, then D out is assigned as D in 2. Okay, here's a mistake I have made. Let me correct it. So this wait, let me copy it once. Instead of writing it again and again, I will copy it and just change the values. Okay, so Control plus V goes here. Now let's change it. Put it 011, then D out is equal to D in 3. Again I will do Control plus V, then here I will add, let's do the change. So you are getting that this is very simple. Just I'm doing it so that you are able to rectify the error in this editor itself. 004, then again D4, then else if Control plus V. If it is 101, then D out is equal to D in 5. Control plus V. That's 110. 110, then D out is equal to D in 6. Else if Control plus V 111 111, else if it is 111, then D out is D in 7. So guys, you have used if statement, so we have to close out the if also. It's a looping statement, so I will use end if. Okay, also I have to end the process also, so I will do end process. Yeah, still it is giving error. Okay, let me rectify where I'm getting error and the behavior. Okay, so illegal and identifier. Okay, let me try to correct over here. Hope it works. No, it's still not working with it as you can see. And it was 1. Okay, yeah. Here also have to correct it. Still we are getting error. Architectural behavioral is wait a second. Architectural behavioral. Let me change the name altogether. Why I'm getting error? Syntax error near 801. Let me change the name to Box. So guys, I have not named it properly, but let's see if it works. Yeah, So you can see, guys, I now got green symbol over here, right? Green symbol signifies that everything, the syntax is correct. I mean, while writing the syntax, you didn't commit any error, so that's why it turned green. So let me save it. Okay, so I've saved it. Once I've saved it, the second step is to open elaborated design. So let's here we will define the pin constraint, guys. So let it open. So this is the process. I think I will also be covering the writing the test benches part. So I think that would be more than sufficient for you, and by taking this tutorial, all your doubts will be clear. So I have implemented the codes of multiplexer from the scratch. So I think that so once you open, you have written the code that turned green. If you are using the earlier version of Vivado like 2014 or 15, I think there in the editor you don't have the function, but still you can copy the same code and it should work with you. Then the next step is to open this RTL open elaborated design. Then here you have to define the pin constraints, right? So first thing you need to do is to assign this voltages of D in and select line as 3.3 volt. Okay, because that is the that will supply a greater drive current, so that your switches and DIP switches and push buttons work. So this is the thing I have assigned. Okay, next is to define the package pin. So for defining the package pin, you have to expand this and you have to map all the pins. I have already done in the PPT, so I will just refer to that. So let me take yeah. So pin constraints. So I0 is F22, G22, H22. Okay, so F22, G22, and H22. So let me go to this. So this is F22. F22 I will select. It is assigned. Okay. Then G22. It is assigned. Okay. Then H22. It is assigned. Okay. Then let me again scroll over here. Yeah, F21, H19, H18. F21, F21. Okay, then H19, H19, H18. Yeah. Then you have H17 and M15. H17 and M15. H17, this is the pin I have chosen, guys, and then M15. So yeah, these are the mapping I've done. Now for the select lines, again I will expand this. So let me show you. I have used DIP switches for the select lines. So that is T18, R18 and R16. T18, R18 and R16. T18, R18 and T18, R18 and R16. So let me choose T18, R18, and the last one is R16. Okay, so I have mapped it, and the LED port is output is only having LED, so I have to also select it here at 3.3 volt because the LED also requires higher voltage and higher drive current. So the D out is T22. Okay, so I have selected it. Once you have selected all this, you just press Ctrl plus S. So it will ask you to save the. So you name it, give any name. I will give constraint.xdc. Okay, so automatically the constraint file will be created. Yeah. So I think the constraint file is created, guys. I will again go to sources. And inside the constraint tab, this is the constraint.xdc. So as you can see, this constraint file gets created. Now you can run the synthesis. Third step is to run the synthesis. So let the synthesis run. Once we generate, do the synthesis and implementation, then you can generate a bit stream. But before that, you can also check the functionality by doing a behavioral simulation. So at present moment, as you can see on the top right corner, synthesis is going on. So once synthesis is complete, then it follows the implementation. But before implementation, you should also check the simulation whether your circuit is working correctly or not. For that, you have to write the test benches. But let's do it step by step. Just be patient. Same step goes for every circuit. I mean, you can program any circuit, guys, by using the same procedure. You can map the HDMI port, you can map the USB port, you can map the PMODs, and you can map the other ports which are present in the board. Depending on the board, they are having, some are having more, some are having less ports. So you can see this synthesis is also done successfully. Now let's do the implementation. But before implementation, it is highly advisable to run the simulation. Okay, so once you have done the synthesis, you can open it and see what this schematic which is created using the LUTs and other components which are present in the FPGA board. So yeah, this is the schematic which is created. So I expect that you will also be putting this in the file which you make. So this is the implementation, guys, and then there are various other things which you can use, like report DRC, report noise, and timing, but that's not required as of now. So next step is to do the implementation. Let's see if it is implementing or not. After that, I think I will write the test bench, and after writing the test bench, I think I will generate the bit stream, but that is not required because we are not having the hardware as of such. So let's see. But once you have written the code correctly, you have mapped the constraint correctly, then all the next steps like synthesis and implementation and creating bit stream will follow. Test benches are required so that you can give a particular input at the same time and you can watch the waveform. So that also we will do. But let's wait. So I think implementation, it takes time depending on the power of your system. Okay, so you don't need to worry. It will be done. Yeah, so I think this implementation phase is done. Then you can write the test bench. Let me also create the bit stream so that you all guys. So once you have implemented, then generating the bit stream will not show any kind of error unless and until your licenses are valid. So I think bit stream will also be generated successfully. Then you can open the hardware monitor. So this is a complete tutorial, guys. From the next time onwards, I suppose that you will be able to model all the other circuits very clearly, and by this time I think you have already seen videos of implementing various gates and encoder also. So I think this tutorial is self-sufficient. So next step is to write the test bench. So test bench I will also teach you. Wait a second, I will teach you. Yeah, so I think your all things have been completed. for writing a test bench, I think for writing a test bench, it is pretty much simple. You go to sources, then simulation source. Okay guys, so I think we are only left with doing the simulation, right, and writing the test benches. So it is easy. Like, you will create one simulation test bench by right clicking and creating design sources. So inside design sources, this is the first you will define a dummy entity. Then after that you will give architectural behavioral of this dummy entity name, that this name should be same, and is component. And now this port mapping, I mean the component name should be the component which you want to test. So which component you want to test? This is the component you want to test. You want to test MUX8, right? So this you will write the name of the component MUX8, and also you will define the port mapping, and then you have to also end the component. So I will write end component. Okay, so I've ended this component. After you have defined the architecture, now whenever you want to test any circuit, then you need some signals, right? You need to give some signals, and that corresponding to the signals will be processed by that circuit, and then you will get the output signal. So first I will need a signal X. Okay, so signal X is the signal. What type it should be? It should be a standard logic vector, and then vector should be 7 down to 0. Okay, and then you have this another signal, input signal for the select line. So signal S, so that should be standard logic, and that should be the vector, and that should be 2 down to 0. Okay, so this is the input signal. Then you have to define this output signal. So for defining the output signal, that should be signal Y, and that should be standard logic type. Okay, you have defined the output signal. Okay, so once you have defined the signals, you have to now connect to the unit under test, UUT, and what is the name of the unit you want to test? That is MUX8, because that is the component name. So unit, what is the name of the unit which you want to test? That is MUX8. Okay, once you have defined that unit, you have to also do the port map. So port map, and port mapping means connecting the signals to the unit under test. So DIN signal is connected to the data in signal is connected to X. Okay, then select signal is connected to S, and the outer is connected to Y. So here I think we have done the port mapping, guys. MUX8, yeah, port mapping we have done successfully. After doing this, I will give a stimulus. Stimulus means giving some test signals so that your circuit will run. Stimulus, then process. You can choose any name over here, doesn't matter. So stimulus process, and then begin. So initially, let's suppose I gave data to X or DIN as 1010. Let me say 10101100. Okay, this is the data which I initially gave, 8-bit data, 10101000, and X S I gave as S I gave as 00 00000, and then I wait for 40 nanoseconds. Then again I gave S as 010, no, 001. And I'll close over here. Wait a second. Yeah. And then I will again wait for 40 nanoseconds. Why I'm getting error? Let me see. Getting error near and wait for 40 nanoseconds. Correct? Why it's giving error? Wait for 40 nanoseconds. Oh yeah, here I have committed a mistake. I have to end semicolon also, right? Okay, so this error is rectified. I'm getting a lot of errors, guys. Wait for 40 nanoseconds. Error S not declared. Why it is giving S not declared? Declared S. To rectify this is necessary. Wait a second. It should not give error like this. Why it is giving us? I'm defining it correctly. What is doing? Stimulus process unit under test. Okay. I have not written begin over here, right? Before starting this, so I have to also write begin now. I have not written begin. Now I think yeah. Now you see all the errors are removed. Here also, after defining the signals, I have to write begin and then unit under test. Then in the unit under test, I will do the port mapping and then the signals. So for S is 011. Okay, so I have to wait for let's suppose 50 nanoseconds. Okay, and then at last let's give S as 111. Then I'll again wait for 40 nanoseconds. Then I have to end the process and process. Okay, I have to end the process, and after ending the process I have to also add this behavioral, like anything you can write over here, architectural Shubham or architectural of any name. So I will add this name, but the name should also end with the same name, like end behavioral. I think now your test bench is successfully compiled. Yeah, so once you have written this in this manner, your this symbol will turn green. In the earlier versions of Vivado like 2014, you don't have the feature, but then you can always copy the code, take a snap of it, and you write the code yourself, guys, because then unless and until you write yourself, you will never learn. So what is the crux over here? I defined a dummy entity. Inside a dummy entity, I mapped the component which is mux8. Okay, then I have chosen the signals, because through the signals I will giving the input to the test bench or unit under test. Okay, so at last, so as you can see, guys, so finally the code is successfully written, and I will save it, and let me quickly show you the simulation. I will go to run behavioral simulation, let it open. Yeah, you can see it is running perfectly. Okay, so this is the input, this is the select lines. Let me zoom fit. Yeah, you can see, guys, So when the input is 0, so y I am getting as 0, which is very consistent with y0. I mean data input is 0, for 0 input it is 0, okay, so that is transferred. For 1 I am also getting 0, for 2 also I am getting 0, for 3 I am getting this one, so this one is also visible. And for 7, when input is 7, so I am getting this D7, so X signal D7, so that is reflected. So this is working perfectly. Similarly for demultiplexer also the similar logic, you have to just invert it over here. Like here you have to give the input port as a single port, and that the output would be a vector of 8 bits, and you have to do here you have to do the corresponding changes. In simulation also you have to do the corresponding changes, and I hope that you will be successfully able to do the code for demultiplexer also. Thank you guys. So if you have any queries, you can definitely ask me.